2:10, we're coming out of recess. It looks like we've got the 2 additional conditions. Is the applicant satisfied?
We're good with the conditions as written, as
All right.
proposed right now. Thank you.
Grant receives the award for the longest condition I've ever seen, but
We're good. We're good with them. Yes, sir.
all righty. So with that, I'd, yeah. Yeah, for the listing of events would be going to the either compliance or CDS in general. Yeah, Grant had asked who the listing of events went to.
Oh, yeah.
To
No, we don't have a problem with that.
Yeah,
On a
if you-
quarterly basis.
yeah,
If not more, if
Yeah,
not
just
even more advanced than
specifically
that.
who, if you could just add, provide a listing of events to the county compliance official.
Yes,
Yeah, that's,
we're good.
cool, okay. Okay, with that.
Yeah, we're good with that. Thank you.
Okay, with that, I'd accept a motion.
I'll make a motion. We approve Messer Event Center SU-19-0099 with the conditions of approval.
And you accept the conditions of approval?
Yes, sir. The applicant accepts conditions of approval.
I second that motion.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve with the conditions as displayed. Any final comments?
Commissioner Richardson, I'm showing number 7 has been struck from the conditions of approval. I just wanted to make note of that.
Okay,
It was a duplicate, so
okay, thank you.
thank you.
Any final comments or discussion?
No, but I just want to say thank you for understanding our concerns and working with us.
It's our pleasure to do so. Thank you very much.
Yeah, I was
We
going
have no
to say.
choice.
No. And I do agree with Julie, who spoke earlier. I mean, this is an entirely appropriate business for this county, and would like to see it be successful and grow. I know growing might trigger some other requirements with the highway, but, and full disclosure, my wife rides there as well. But so with that, we've got a motion and a second on the table. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye. Motion carries. Thanks. Okay, I'd accept a motion to close public hearing on this item.
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to close public hearing on the Mesa Arena SUR. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Thank you very much. All righty, the next item we have is a SU 20-0068, use by special review for bulk propane storage facility. The rock bottom propane side. Accept a motion to open public hearing on this item.
I'll make a motion. We open public hearing on rock bottom propane SU-20-0068.
Second.
Okay, a motion and a second to open public hearing on the rock bottom propane SUR. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. We're in public hearing on this item. Same general process, maybe a little quicker on this one, but Greg, the floor is yours.
Thank you, Commissioners. We're taking a look at rock bottom propane, special use by review, SU-20-0068. This is a request for a special use by review to allow for a bulk propane storage facility up to a maximum of 78,000 gallon storage capacity, located on approximately 0.95 acres of a larger 60.15 acre property located at 13618 County Road 166, Kiowa. The property owners are Dustin and Jessica Sutton. The applicant is Tom Maroney. The size of the facility is 0.95 acres of a larger 60.15 acre property. Pre-application meeting was held July 16th, 2020. community meeting was waived in the pre-application meeting. Formal application was submitted on October 21st, 2020. The referral process ran from October 29th through November 19th, 2020. Planning Commission was February 16th, 2021, and Board of County Commissioners is today, March 10th, 2021. Here, you can see the affidavits of publication and notarized certifications. Mailings were sent to property owners within 1,320 feet of the subject property boundary on January 15th, 2021. Sign was posted on property January 29th, 2020. That should be 2021. And the notice was published in the Elbert County News on January 21st, 2021. Notarized certification of mailing is shown here on the left. The notarized certification of sign posting is shown here on the left. And here is the affidavit of publication. Here's an aerial view of the property and a zoning map. You can see that every single property in this area is zoned agricultural A. Here's the graphic showing the proposed SUR exhibit. The responding referral agents for this were the Colorado Division of Natural Resources, Kiowa Fire District, Intermountain Rural Electric Association, the Kiowa Conservation District, Colorado Geologic Survey, Phillips 66, Kinder Morgan, and New Star Energy. All of these agencies had no objection. The Colorado Division of Natural Resources and the Kiowa Fire District both included comment. The Colorado Division of Water Resources, in an excerpt from a letter dated November 3rd, 2020, no water use is proposed for the propane facility. The submitted materials references an existing domestic well on the property that will not be used for the facility. So long as no water is required to supply the business, our office has no comments on the proposal. However, if a well is to be used to supply the business, the applicant should clarify the well permit number. Any wells located on the property must be used in accordance with the terms and conditions of the well permit. The applicant has stated that no water will be used for any uses associated with the bulk propane storage facility. And a comment from the Kiowa Fire Protection District, specifically Chief Jerry Lemansky. This was his full referral comment from a letter dated October 31st, 2020. Address marker recommended, defensible space around propane tanks, all-weather access surface. Business has been inspected for fire code violations with none found. No fire impact fees due. Impact fees for Elbert County. Staff has determined that impact fees are not applicable as no structures are being built as part of this use. Special use by reviews are evaluated utilizing criteria listed in Article 3E5 A through H of the Elbert County zoning regulations. Criteria A, whether the use is in harmony and compatible with the surrounding area and neighborhood. This use is compatible with the surrounding agricultural and low-density residential land uses in the surrounding area. Criteria B, whether the use will not have an undue burden on available infrastructure. These uses do not use any water, and the uses require very minimal amounts of electricity. Criteria C, whether the use will not unduly increase traffic congestion or burden existing road systems. It is not expected that the proposed use will unduly increase traffic congestion on Kiowa Bennett Road or County Road 166. The traffic letter produced by professional engineer Dave Rubel indicates that no adverse impacts to the surrounding network are anticipated should the proposed special use be approved. Criteria D, whether the use will not cause significant air, odor, water, noise, or light pollution. The use being proposed will not cause significant air, odor, water, noise, or light pollution. Furthermore, the applicant has expressed a commitment to utilizing best practices to mitigate noise and light pollution. Criteria E, whether all sanitation requirements will be met. Stacy Reinhart of Elbert County Public Health has indicated that portable restrooms can be utilized for this use. Criteria F, whether the use will be adequately landscape buffered and screened. Staff has determined that the use being proposed does not require screening. Criteria G, whether the use will not otherwise be detrimental to the health, safety, or welfare of the present or future inhabitants of Elbert County. The facilities for this use have been reviewed extensively by the Kiowa Fire District, and it has been determined by Chief Lemansky that this use will not be detrimental to the health, safety, or welfare of the present or future inhabitants of Elbert County. H, whether supplemental standards are met for specific uses as applicable, and there are no supplemental standards for this type of land use. In addition to the Elbert County zoning regulations, staff reviewed the application against the Elbert County Comprehensive Plan, and the proposed use of the property is supportive of the stated goal that Elbert County promotes a strong, diverse economic development, and policies of that goal being EG6, that the county should support the development of agriculture, commerce, industry, education, healthcare, natural resource development, tourism, and residential growth. Findings and recommendation. Number 1, this use is in general conformance with the Elbert County Comprehensive Plan. 2, this use meets the criteria for approval in the Elbert County zoning regulations. 3, the Elbert County subdivision regulations are not applicable to the application. 4, this use is compatible with the existing and allowed land uses in the surrounding area. 5, this use will not result in significant impact to the health, safety, and welfare of the residents and landowners of the surrounding area. Staff recommends that the Board of County Commissioners approve SU-20-0068, subject to conditions. Condition 1, the applicant will be required to remove the public hearing sign within 7 days of a decision by the Board of County Commissioners. 2, the special use by review shall not become effective until all fees are paid, conditions of approval are met, and the special use by review exhibit is recorded. Condition 3, recordation of all appropriate documentation is to occur within 180 days of approval by the Board of County Commissioners. 4, the applicant will receive the appropriate building permits for each of the 3 propane storage tanks at the time of installation. And 5, a commercial well permit shall be obtained if water is to be used for the commercial uses associated with the bulk propane storage facility. 6, all outdoor lighting fixtures will be properly shielded from adjoining and adjacent properties and any street right-of-way. 7, Elbert County zoning compliance official is to verify that all conditions of approval are met prior to operation. And 8, the Kiowa Fire Department recommendations will be followed. Thank you.
Any questions for? No. Okay. Invite the applicant's rep up.
Thank you, Commissioners. Tom Maroney, P.O. Box 902, Elizabeth, Colorado, 80107. I don't have anything further to add. It's a pretty straightforward application. Staff has done a tremendous job, as usual. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them. Otherwise, you can arm wrestle with one of these guys, which I wouldn't recommend.
Alrighty. Yeah.
But I don't have anything
Yeah,
else.
it's
Thank you.
pretty straightforward. I don't have any questions. Do you?
This is in the EDZ, isn't it?
No, it's off the EDZ.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. Nope. Looks pretty straightforward. So, yeah, entertain a motion on this one.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve Rock Bottom Propane SU-20-0068. And the applicant has agreed to accept the conditions of approval.
Yes, we do. Thank you.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve this SUR with the conditions that were accepted by the applicant. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank
Have
you.
a wonderful day.
All righty. Would accept a motion to close public hearing on this item.
I'll make a motion, we close public hearing on Rock Bottom Propane SU-20-0068.
Second.
Hey, we have a motion and a second to close public hearing. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion carries. We're closing public hearing on this item is closed. All righty. The final item we have today is an SUR for SAC Wireless, SU 20-0076. Thank you. Accept a motion to open public hearing on this item.
I move we open the hearing on SAC Wireless SU 20-0076.
I'll second.
All right, a motion and a second to open public hearing. All in favor, please say aye.
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 Aye, we're in public hearing on this item. While they work through that, is applicant going to be present remotely? Is that okay?
Oh, I see.
All righty. Yeah. For those that may be watching remotely, the applicant will be testifying remotely on this via telephone.
Recording Department, Elbert County. Hello?
Hello, I think we dialed a wrong number. Thank you.
Thank you for calling Joseph Levy. Please hold while I try to connect you. Your call has been forwarded to the voicemail for Joseph Levy. No one is available to take your call. At the tone, please record your message. When you've finished recording, you may hang up or press the pound key for more options.
Okay, we can try dialing him again. He said he'd be available. I just talked to him a little bit ago. But if you have any specific questions for him, we'll try him back. All right, so we're going to take a look at SAC Wireless Special Use by Review, SU-20-0076. This is a request for a special use by review to permit a 76-foot tall wireless communication tower on property located at 38555 County Road 29, Elizabeth. The property owners are Freddie and Mary Hudson. The applicant is SAC Wireless. The size of the property is, the size of the site is 711 and a half feet of a larger 138.3 acre property. Pre-application meeting was held July 16th, 2020. Community meeting was held September 15th, 2020. Formal application was submitted on December 8th, 2020. The referral process began December 15th, 2020, and ended January 5th, 2021. Planning Commission meeting was held February 16th, 2021, and the Board of County Commissioners public hearing is today, March 10th, 2021. Notice of public hearing was mailed to property owners within 1,320 feet of the subject property boundary on January 18th, 2021. A sign was posted on property January 28th, 2021, and notice was published in the Elbert County News on January 21st, 2021. Here we have the notarized certification of mailing, the notarized certification of sign posting, and the affidavit of publication. This is an aerial map of the project. Here's an area zoning map. There's a large portion of the surrounding area that is zoned PUD, which is the Miller Ranch to the west and north. There is AR zoning to the south, and then the remainder of the property is primarily agricultural in the surrounding area. Here's the proposed SUR exhibit. The responding referral agents for this were the Federal Aviation Agency. They had no objection. The Intermountain Rural Electric Association, no objection. Elbert County Communications Authority, no objection. Elbert County Building Department, no objection. Elbert County Public Health, no objection. And the Elizabeth Fire Protection District, no objection. Here's an excerpt from the letter dated December 16th, 2020 from Steve Phillips of the FAA. I would encourage the county to ask for proof of a current determination of no hazard to air navigation, and the applicant has provided this documentation. And the full comment from Brooks Kaufman of IREA is that the association approves the special use permit. The association will require any necessary utility easements during the association's electrical design phase. Impact fees of $22.75 for the electrical panel cabinet will be due at the time of building permit. These impact fees are calculated as follows. It qualifies under the warehousing and storage impact fee, which is $1,147 per 1,000 square feet, and at 19.83 square feet, this calculates to become $22.75. Special use by reviews are evaluated utilizing criteria listed in Article 3E5 A through H of the Elbert County zoning regulations. Criteria A, whether the use is in harmony and compatible with the surrounding area and neighborhood. This use is compatible with the surrounding agricultural and low-density residential land uses in the surrounding area. Criteria B, whether the use will not have an undue burden on available infrastructure. The use does not use any water. The applicant has agreed to provide Intermountain Rural Electric Association with any necessary utility easements during the association's electrical design phase. Criteria C, whether the use will not unduly increase traffic congestion or burden the existing road system. The wireless telecommunication facility is unmanned, and it is therefore not expected that the proposed use will unduly increase traffic congestion on County Road 154, County Road 29, or County Road 33. Criteria D, whether the use will not cause significant air, odor, water, noise, or light pollution. This wireless telecommunications tower will not cause significant air, odor, water, noise, or light pollution. Furthermore, this tower will not be lit. Criteria E, whether all sanitation requirements will be met. Stacy Reinhardt of Elbert County Public Health has indicated that restrooms are not required for this use as the facility is unmanned. Criteria F, whether the use will be adequately landscaped, buffered, and screened. Staff has determined that the use being proposed does not require screening beyond the ponderosa pines that are currently on the site. And criteria G, whether the use will not otherwise be detrimental to the health, safety, or welfare of the present or future inhabitants of Elbert County. Staff has determined that this use will not be detrimental to the health, safety, or welfare of the present or future inhabitants of Elbert County. And criteria H, whether supplemental standards are met for specific uses as applicable. Staff has determined that the supplemental standards for this use have been met. These supplemental standards are outlined in Article 5.8B5 of the Elbert County zoning regulations as follows. I, the facility is architecturally and visibly compatible with surrounding land uses, buildings, structures, and vegetation in the area or those likely to exist under the terms of the underlying zone district. 2, the facility is designed to be compatible with the surrounding areas. 3, existing vegetation has been preserved or improved and disturbance of the site has been minimized unless such disturbance to vegetation or topography results in less visual impact to the surrounding area. 4, the applicant has demonstrated that the proposed site fits into the overall network of service that is provided by the applicant. 5, the facility meets the definition of utility service facility cell site and other applicable standards of the zone district on which it is located. And 6, a landscaping plan or solid wood fence may be required to screen or buffer a structural tower. Additional supplemental standards. Staff has determined that the supplemental standards for this use have been met. The applicable supplemental standards are of the 4, 2 and 4 are applicable. Number 2, all antenna support structures shall meet all Elbert County setback requirements of these regulations, and the base of the structure shall be no closer to the property boundary than the height of the structure. All guy wires shall be placed on the subject property and must be protected from livestock, vehicles, and pedestrians. The height of the tower is 76 feet and is set back 118 feet from the nearest property line. And 4, in the interest of community safety, the Elbert County Communications Authority, ECA, will be included in the list of referral agents and shall be granted space on all commercial communication antenna support structures subject to agreement between ECA and the applicant. ECA has provided referral comment indicating that they have no objections. In addition to the Elbert County zoning regulations, staff reviewed the application against the Elbert County Comprehensive Plan and found that the proposed use of the property is supportive of the stated goal that, quote, Elbert County promotes strong, diverse economic development, and the policies of that goal being EG6, that the county should support the development of agriculture, commerce, industry, education, healthcare, natural resource development, tourism, and residential growth. Findings and recommendation. Number 1, this use is in general conformance with the Elbert County Comprehensive Plan. 2, this use meets the criteria for approval in the Elbert County zoning regulations. 3, the Elbert County subdivision regulations are not applicable to this application. 4, this use is compatible with existing and allowed land uses in the surrounding area. And 5, this use will not result in significant impact to the health, safety, and welfare of the residents and landowners of the surrounding area. Staff and the Planning Commission recommend that the Board of County Commissioners approve SU-20-0076, subject to conditions. Condition 1, the applicant will be required to remove the public hearing sign within 7 days of a decision by the Board of County Commissioners. 2, the special use by review shall not become effective until all fees are paid, conditions of approval are met, and the special use by review exhibit is recorded. And 3, recordation of all appropriate documentation is to occur within 180 days of approval by the Board of County Commissioners. Thank you.
Questions for staff?
I've got just a quick one. I couldn't find a map in there that showed where the tower was. It has to be 11 feet from the nearest property line?
How much? 7?
It's 711 feet tall.
Oh, it's 76 feet tall.
Where did I get that? I don't know. Forget it.
I can show you here on,
Yeah, I think he said it was 118-foot setback
yes,
on
it
a
has a,
76-foot
No,
tower.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
this is the site here. The tower will go right next to the existing tower. And the applicant has stated actually just yesterday that the property owner is requesting that the tower be moved 20 feet to the south. So it would be no closer to the property line. It would just move to the south 20 feet potentially. They haven't yet decided if they're doing that, but did want to mention that it could move about 20 feet to the south here.
I have no other comments.
All right. I'm going to try to get the applicant one last time here.
Yeah, I'll give him a call here.
Honestly, if they're considering moving it, we may want to just ensure the condition is that it meet where, you know, if it's not the site indicated here, that it meets setbacks, which.
Yeah.
Hi, this is Joe Levy.
Hey, Joe, it's Greg.
Hi, sorry about all that.
No worries. So we have everybody here in the public hearing, and the commissioners have a couple questions for you.
Yes.
Sir, this,
Go ahead.
yeah, this is Commissioner Richardson. Greg had noted at the very end that potentially the location of the tower might shift 20 feet or so from where it was indicated on the graphics we had. I don't have any issues with that. Just want to make sure you understood that if it does move from the location on the graphics, that it would still have to meet the setback requirements. I don't think it requires any different condition, but that would be something that they'd look at during the permitting process.
Yeah. That shouldn't change the setbacks. The main reason for that is my construction team went out and met with the property owners, and during their site walk, it was determined that they would be able to reduce the footprint of the compound. So, the changes that were proposed were recommendation of the landowner, which would also benefit us, having a smaller compound. And they're also going to be adding a fence around the compound for safety and aesthetic purposes, and a retaining wall so that to stop some erosion on the site. And this was all just kind of last minute. I can provide you guys updated plans. We're hoping to have them today for the meeting, but they didn't come in. But I can definitely send you guys, I believe we're getting them tomorrow, the updated plans. But again, the height is not changing. It's not going to affect the setbacks or anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, unless my fellow commissioners object, I think any changes that you described would be reviewed before the building permit's pushed out. So as long as those are reviewed as they would be by the staff prior to a building permit being issued, I don't think we would need to look at those in terms of this consideration. They just need to be made part of the file after the fact. Well, I have you here. I know this was part of the FirstNet system, is my understanding.
Mm-hmm.
Could you describe that a little bit, just for those that might be watching the hearing? We didn't.
Yeah,
we talked the mechanics of the tower, not really its purpose.
So FirstNet, the network's goal is to provide first responders with priority access to wireless communication facilities on a single nationwide network, which basically enables increased coordination among first responder agencies and decreased response times throughout the county. It's for public safety. It came after after 9/11 is when they started talking about it, because all the different departments came in, from all over the country, and they didn't have a centralized location or a centralized communication, system. So, one radio is working with another. So this is kind of like, centralizing everything. So it's excellent for public safety, and it's just, a federally funded program.
All righty. Well, thank you. Any questions from fellow commissioners? No, we had no other questions coming from this end. I guess the formal one, is there's three conditions of approval. One is that you remove the public hearing sign within 7 days. The other that you pay the appropriate fees associated with this, and that you record all the documents within 180 days of this approval. Do you accept those conditions?
Yes.
All righty, thank you. So with that, unless you have anything else you'd like us to know, I would entertain a motion on this item.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve SAC Wireless-SU-20-0076, and the applicant has accepted the conditions of approval.
I'll second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve this application with the three conditions that were accepted. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. That closes out our hearing for this. Just for the record, there's no members of the public present, and nobody had indicated that they wanted to make public comment remotely. So with that, I would accept a motion to close public hearing on this item.
I'll make a motion, we close public hearing on SAC Wireless SU-20-0076.
Second.
Okay, we have motion and a second to close public hearing on this item. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We're out of public hearing. Thank you for participating, sir.
Great. Thank you very much for your help.
Thanks, Joe.
Bye, guys.
All righty, that being the last item on today's agenda, I would accept a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to adjourn. The time is now 2:47. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. We are adjourned.